This is what summer is all about. Relaxing outside, in your Adirondack chair, in your backyard, and Cape Cod baseball. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to Extra Innings. I'm your host, Isabella Gescos. We have quite the show for you today. We're going to recap the West and the East. We have a little bit of a segment in a parking lot, and we got the MLB draft in review, and tons more. Don't you worry, because Extra Innings starts right now.
Only thing that's on my mind is who's gonna run this town tonight.
Yeah, I say that we are. This is Rock Nation. Pledge your allegiance.
Long time no see. Welcome back to Extra Innings. We have a great show for you today, but let's first, before we get started, take a look at the top 10 plays from Week 5 of the Cape Cod Baseball League.
Here's the payoff. Swung on a high fly ball left field. Pearson back a couple of steps. He's all the way back to the wall and makes the catch. Pearson drifting some more. He almost ran out of real estate, but grabbed it head high for the first out.
Warmed up as the season has gone on here in Orleans. And he sent an absolute heat seeker to right field. It's gone! Second home run of the summer for Henry Hunter. And it's a 2-run shot to give Orleans the lead in the bottom of the third.
Ali Camarillo swings and chops it to third. Pine goes to second for one. Over to first. In time. A game-ending double play for the 5th straight win for the Cotuit Cavaliers.
The 0-1 hammered into left field on a line. Will King does it again. And the play at the plate is not in time as Jackson scores from second. Austin advances from first to third. Will King on first. 2 RBI single. The Red Sox extend the lead. It's 3-0.
Not the biggest guy in your lineup, capable of getting some contact hits.
As this one's going to be lined over to Culpepper. A leaping grab on to second in time. Double him up, Kalen Culpepper. A leaping grab and then fires it over to second to escape the jam for
Wozniak would have liked. But he can still get out of it without giving up a run. That's a victory in itself.
And Snell trying to prevent that, but Tommy Splain with a diving grab. Flips to first, foot race, got him! Oh, what a play by Tommy Splain. Wozniak beats him to the bag, and that'll be the third out here in the top of the 6th.
Trotsky set, glove of the belt. Here's the 2-1. Fastball gets past White. Here comes Diggs. He'll waltz in and score. Bourne leads by 2. It's 7-5 from Dorn Park.
Pressure you need to establish on your home field against a division rival.
First pitch down to Obi is lifted high and deep out to deep left center field. Going back is Schubart at the wall. It's gone. Devin Obi, a grand slam to break this thing wide open here in the first inning.
19 walks over 31 2/3 innings pitched. He's not a guy that's missing the zone a whole lot. 1-2. Off the inside of the bat, trailing right field. Tracy racing over, dives, and made the play. Tab Tracy, go out and get it. First out of the inning is a web gem from the right fielder.
Well, Tab Tracy has been in the lineup for these Falmouth Commodores since opening day. And the Gatemen, now the 4th time they're playing the Falmouth Commodores. This lineup has turned over a lot. Both teams have. But Tab Tracy's been a staple, playing both center and right field. And talk about full extension there, pulling out to make the grab.
2-2 the count. To red-hot Austin Kelly. Line drive to right field. Coming in is Archer, and it will put it away. But on the play coming in is Mitchell to win the game. Drive home safely.
This is a big team win. Watch Austin Kelly's eyes. He knows he gets a part of it there, and it's a great catch by Archer, but that's what that error costed Dykstra on that throw, because you moved Mitchell into scoring position on that exact play, and Hyannis, the Cardiac Hawks, strike again to walk it off.
It's getting hot and toasty out here in the Cape Cod Baseball League. It's the color of my nails. It's red. It's hot. It is great baseball right now in the middle of July. Before we continue with Cape Cod Baseball, we got to turn back over to the MLB draft. Don't worry. We brought them back. Our analysts, Daniel and Brian, are going to recap everything from the 2023 MLB draft.
What's up, CCBL fans, and welcome back. My name is Daniel Curran.
And I'm Brian Butler.
And the MLB draft has come and gone, and once again, it was a very successful year for us here at the Cape Cod Baseball League.
Yeah, we had 222 total players drafted this year, up from about 190 last year. We had 222 out of the 614 total picks, good for 36.2% of the total picks, not even including the high schoolers, sorry, being former Cape Leaguers. 10 total first-round picks, including the first overall pick, Paul Skeens. 20 picks in the second round came from the Cape League, with the San Francisco Giants being the most active, having drafted 12 former Cape Leaguers.
That's right, and it was a perfect draft from us from top to bottom. Starting at the very beginning, Paul Skeens was the #1 overall pick. He was taken by the Pittsburgh Pirates, and he is a former Cape Leaguer himself. He played for the Wareham Gatemen in 2021, and he becomes the 5th former Cape Leaguer in 6 years to be drafted at the #1 overall spot. And the one who wasn't was a high schooler, so another great showing at the top of the draft for the Cape League.
And you know, Daniel and I mentioned on this past show a couple of names that might be selected in this year's draft that have played out here this summer. The highest selected of the names we mentioned was Joe Whitman, formerly of the Cotuit Kettleers, now with the San Francisco Giants. He was drafted with the 69th overall pick in one of the comp picks in the second round by the San Francisco Giants. And yeah, he pitched very well out here in a couple appearances, and now hopefully he's going to be carrying that on to Oracle Park.
That's right, as we mentioned, Whitman, one of 12 Giants selected in the draft, and he was also one of 39 Cotuit Kettleers that was selected, and that was the most of any Cape League team in this entire draft. Just a fantastic showing from Cotuit, and they had the first of their players from this year that was drafted. And also selected out of our picks from the Bourne Braves, it was Matt Duffy, a pitcher out of Canisius College, and he was drafted in the 4th round, 115th overall, and he's going to be staying in New England. He was drafted by the hometown team, the Boston Red Sox. Duffy also pitched very well out here, and like I mentioned, 4th round overall to the Red Sox, so I'm sure a lot of Cape League fans will be very excited to see him staying in the area. I'm sure a lot of people will hopefully go get to see him at Fenway in the next few years.
And one more New England player who that we talked about, who was taken fairly early on in this year's draft, was Harvard pitcher Jay Driver, the Wellesley native and Harvard man, drafted 241st overall by the Cleveland Guardians in the 9th round. He was out here with Hyannis this past summer. He was also here in 2022, and now he's going to be carrying on his abilities into the Guardians farm system. And another, pretty cool note that we have to touch on. We mentioned the Cape League had the first overall pick. We also bookended the draft. We had the first overall pick and the 614th and final pick with Pascal Ferreras, who was drafted by the Astros with that final pick. Just a pretty cool, fun note to touch on there.
Absolutely, and also a lot of our former players and current players were signed after the draft as undrafted free agents, so congratulations to all former and current Cape League players that are now going to be taking the next step in their baseball careers. What an exciting time it is. So that's it for us today. I'm Daniel Curran.
And I'm Brian Butler.
And we'll see you next time.
But up next on Extra Innings, we have
to go on a break.
We do?
We have to go on a break.
Oh, well, we'll be right back, ladies and gentlemen. Don't go anywhere. the Cape Cod Baseball League wants to give a huge shout out to all of its sponsors for the 2023 season. Well, I'm in a parking lot, but it's not the parking lot. And I'm in a chair, but it's not a beach chair. Up next, we went to Hyannis to talk to 4 writers, 2 of them on camera, 2 behind the camera this time, for a little preview. Check it out. Welcome back. We have quite the crossover episode right now. Parking lot preview and extra innings. So I am here with
Mike Maynard,
Matt Coates,
and I'm the host, Isabella Gescos. I've kind of taken over the parking lot preview from you two, but can you tell me what parking lot preview is before we get started?
So yeah, parking lot preview is basically just a game preview that we do for the Hyannis Harbor Hawks games every day. We come to the parking lot every day, set up some lawn chairs, and talk about the game coming earlier or later that night, and go over pitching matchup, go over player of the game from last night, make our picks for who we think will be player of the game in the game that night, and then it just gives us something to do because we have 4 writers, and writing 4 stories a night is not necessarily the easiest thing in the world. So having something to do on those off nights when you're not writing is really fun, and doing these videos has been a great time for all of us, and we like to keep doing it, and we're so excited to be having a crossover episode today.
Well, yeah, there's 4 of them. We have 2 on chair, 2 behind the chair. It's quite the awesome little YouTube clip you guys do. And they're writers, which is even crazier. But let's get started. So let's talk about the draft. What were your thoughts after night 1?
Yeah, night 1, I was really impressed to see Paul Skeens go first overall. Very happy for him. He had a great season, and to see a pitcher with his volatility on the mound go first overall was awesome. Max Clark, first high school player taken 3rd overall, was very cool. Bit of a controversial guy. I heard he's not the best guy, but he's very good at baseball, and so I think he'll have a great career going forward.
Wow. That's quite the analysis you got.
Just what I've heard.
Giving us the truth, aren't you?
I try my best.
Okay, and what do you expect to see in the upcoming days? Who do you think is going to get drafted from the Harbor Hawks?
Oh boy, that's a tough one. I mean, there's a lot of guys that have been up and down the draft boards, and I know even like a guy like Nolan Shaniel was here last year with the Harbor Hawks, got drafted 11th overall to the Angels. That was a kind of a surprise. We saw him, maybe in mock drafts predicted later in the first round and getting picked with that 11th pick. So there's plenty of guys that kind of were here earlier in the season. A guy that I'm impartial to is Jay Driver, a guy that I've had really good experiences with, and he was here last year as well. So a guy like that, I'm looking to get picked somewhere nice. And there's plenty of guys though on this Harbor Hawks team that have come and gone and have plenty of skill and plenty of ability to get drafted and go somewhere and produce for a MLB team.
Well, obviously the draft is a huge event, but let's talk about an even bigger event, the Cape Cod Baseball League All-Star Game in just a couple of days. So what do you expect to see out of the rosters coming out on July 17th?
Yeah, so last year Hyannis actually led the league with, I believe it was 5 All-Stars, so hopefully this year we can put forward a similar product. We know Cam Smith is going to be one of those guys out there, but with so much roster turnover, I'm not sure who else from the Hyannis lineup will fall in there. I'm hoping a guy like Brody Donay or Nick Mitchell, who just arrived on the Cape but is doing phenomenal, can make their way into the All-Star Game as well, represent Hyannis and represent the Harbor Hawks.
Why are you so sure of Cam Smith?
He's done great so far. I actually just saw on the Cape Cod Analytics page that he is about, I want to say 7th in the entire Cape Cod Baseball League in total WAR, like a .79. He's been a great player. Really popped off for us recently with a couple homers, hitting over 300 now. He's just a great player, so I'd be shocked if he doesn't make it.
There we go. You heard it here first. Now, who do you expect to see from the rest of the West, from other teams?
Yeah, I like to just touch on Cam Smith because Cam Smith hits the baseball very hard everywhere. That's just his job. He hits home runs. He hits line drives everywhere. It seems like that guy can't miss a bat or miss a ball with his bat. Anyways, we'll move on to the rest of the West. I like a guy for Bourne. I'm blanking on his name. Derek Bender. Great guy. Went to our Cameron Women's High School. Big flex there. Great guy, though. Leading the CCBL in batting average right now with 3 home runs as well. Has been on fire at different points in the season. Has been, just consistent over the whole season, but has those streaks where he's really coming alive and, going for hitless or multiple game hitting streaks, home run streaks, and I believe he hit for the cycle against us at one point, which if you're a Harbor Hawks fan, that's a little bit controversial. Anyways, we'll move past that. Derek Bender's a good guy that I like to see. There's plenty of guys, though, in the West, and hopefully a lot of Harbor Hawks, like Matt said, are able to make the team.
Want to re-scratch the controversy?
I mean, it was a ground rule double that, bounced over the wall that got called a home run, but, real ones know. If you're a Bourne fan and you think it's a home run, cool. That's fine.
No beef?
No beef, no. We're moving on. We're playing them tonight, so, hopefully a good game, and I hope they have a good season until we play them.
All respect until then. But how about the East? Who do you see for the East?
Yeah, the East has some intriguing players. I think the easiest and the first person to go to is from YD, Hunter Hines, leading the league with, I believe, 9 homers right now for Mississippi State. All he has done is hit so far. First baseman, done great. If he doesn't make the All-Star game at first base, I'm not sure who will.
That's quite the endorsement. Quite the endorsement. But for both of you, what would you guys like to see added to the All-Star game?
I'd like to see, the MLB does some sort of like celebrity game. See a Cape Cod Baseball League celebrity game. Hey, I'm not saying who would be a celebrity. Maybe some former players for the Cape League. Maybe some, just Cape celebrities. I don't know. Find out who can be the celebrities. I think it'd be cool though. Have a slow pitch softball game and have some celebrities, tee off on a couple slow pitch softballs and see what they can do.
You seem like you've thought about this a little bit. Who would you like to see?
Oh boy.
Give me a lineup.
A lineup. I don't know if I can give a whole lineup. Yeah, that's a lot of people. I'll go with, he's on the All-Star break right now. Get Jackie Bradley Jr. out here, former Harbor Hawk. Get him out here. I'm a big fan. Bring him out here. Get him to hit some home runs. It might be unfair because he's a major league player, but get him with some other celebrities, and we'll see what happens. I think it'd be fun.
We got one. Can you finish the other 8 after you give us your thoughts?
I'm not sure I can finish the other 8, but let me say, Mike, what are your thoughts on, instead of a celebrity All-Star game, an intern softball game at the All-Star game? So we don't need to find celebrities who are going to mess with their schedules and be like, push it back a week, then I'll come. No. We want Matt Coates, Ben Pope, Jason Bouet, Mike Maynard can probably be a bench player at the All-Star game celebrity slow pitch game.
Wow. Is this open to all interns? Because I want an invite. Or just Hyannis Harbor Hawks interns?
I mean, it's an All-Star game, so I guess everyone can be there, but 9 players, 2 teams, it's not a lot of spots.
Gotta be very selective with your picks.
Yeah, you really do.
We can exclude the born, right? After the controversy?
Look, I don't want to get into anything. We have a game tonight. I'm not going to say anything to give them extra motivation, but hey, they can make it.
There we go. Okay, we're all inclusive here except for apparently league interns. What are you most excited for the All-Star game?
I'm excited to go to the game myself. I'm excited to just get the players a break because a lot of the pitchers especially have really been, especially for us, we haven't had many off days that have been scheduled. A lot of our games have been getting fogged out or rained out and kind of taking over our off days. So getting those pitchers a break, but also just the celebration of the players that are really doing so well and, getting to see all the guys come together. And even if, maybe they're born in Hyannis players and maybe they have a little bit of beef, they get to come together and play together and have a great time. So it's a wonderful time. It's a great time in the summer. Perfect time in the middle of July also for everybody to be on Cape and watch some great baseball, and I think it'll be a super fun event.
Don't jinx the weather for the All-Star game. Please, 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 please.
It's been tough this summer, but I think, All-Star game, I'm hoping, or we're all hoping, fingers crossed, we'll have some good weather for that game, and it should be a good game in general.
Yeah, Julia can't pan to the weather, but it was downpouring and foggy and gross, and it still kind of is. But what are you most excited for the All-Star game?
Yeah, Mike touched it really well. I'm just excited to see, especially the Harbor Hawks represent the team, hopefully play well and help the West get a win. But it's just a great place. The Cape Cod League is such a great league, full of talent, and the All-Star game is that exemplified. So there's going to be some great talent there, and I can't wait to see some great baseball.
Okay, so now we've talked about the All-Star game, end of July. Let's flash forward to beginning of August. Where do you guys see the Hyannis Harbor Hawks in beginning to middle of August?
Well, so far this season, if you followed the Harbor Hawks, you've seen them flirt with 500 all year. Right now, they're just, I believe, a game above 500. So hopefully, as we finish July and get towards August, they can go on a bit of a run and get past that mark, put 500 behind them, and enter the playoffs with some steam.
What about you?
I think with the draft behind us now and a little bit more roster security where you know who your guys are going to be for the rest of the season and you're not worried about, innings limits and which guys are going to leave to get drafted or anything like that. I think now the Harbor Hawks will have a little bit more of a consistent performance day to day. And, a lot of the guys, we've been tough with injuries and stuff. So I think so far it's been a rough start to the season. I think we'll pick it up and have a good end of the season. And, definitely beginning of August we'll be in the playoffs at some point, in the standings, and hopefully can bring home a championship ideally.
There we go. And this is the parking lot preview. So we got to preview the game today. You guys are obviously playing Bourne. Can you give us a little sneak peek? It wouldn't be parking lot preview without it, right?
Yeah, Harbor Hawks are coming in, just like Matt said, one game above 500, 12-11-1. Bourne coming in 14-10-1. So two pretty similar teams in the West Division with similar records. It should be a good game. Starting pitching matchup should be good. Mason Nichols against Tristan Smith. So it should be a really good matchup. We usually pick our players of the game. Matt touched on him earlier. Cam Smith's been on fire ever since, 2 weeks ago. So, not saying I'm picking him for player of the game. You'll see that on our show if you go check it out on the Harbor Hawks YouTube channel. Shameless plug. Anyways, should be a really good game. Hopefully the game gets played because right now, fog, rain, not looking great. But fingers crossed again, we want good weather for the rest of this night. And, it's only 5 o'clock, 6 o'clock first pitch. So hopefully we get it in and hopefully it's a good game.
Yeah, last time we played Bourne, we lost in really tough fashion, walked in the game-winning run in the bottom of the ninth, and thus far we haven't been able to beat Bourne, so hopefully tonight it can change that if we get the game in with this not-so-great weather. So we're just hoping for a great matchup. We're hoping Hyannis comes ready to play and gets a big victory against a division rival.
And now for an intentional plug, please check out Parking Lot Preview on the Hyannis Harbor Hawk YouTube page. I'm your host, Isabella Geskos, and thank you guys both so much for taking the time. Eliza, would you consider you and Margot a dynamic duo?
Definitely.
Margot?
Absolutely.
Well, they may not be the sibling dynamic duo like these two brothers out of Hyannis. Welcome back. I am here with the Harbor Hawks brother duo.
Zach Earhart. Drew Earhart.
And we're going to play a little dynamic duos. You guys already know how this goes. We're going to ask you a question, and you guys are going to tell us who you think is most likely to or their answer to whatever question we ask. Sound simple? Ready to go? Okay. First one, starting off strong. Who is Mom's favorite? And go. Why are you Mom's favorite?
Oh, I'm always been a mama's boy, and he's always been a daddy's boy. We've known that for a very long time now.
How do you know that?
Just how I'm a lot more like her, and he is very much like his dad.
Would you agree? Your dad's guy?
Yeah, he's golden child.
They stole my second question. That was my next question. Who is the golden child? How would you define golden child?
Just great at everything. I mean, from every aspect of the spectrum, I'm just the perfect child.
Nothing bad. No bad qualities.
Not that I can think of, no.
Can you think of any?
I got in trouble more often.
What'd you get in trouble for?
Few things.
Okay, next question. Okay. Who is most likely to binge a TV show? One day, sit down, don't move. Ready? Go. You. What show?
Oh man.
Okay.
Peaky Blinders. Peaky Blinders is a good one for sure. How I Met Your Mother would be a good second choice as well.
Okay. How about you? Not at all?
No, I like watching TV, but I can't sit still for very long.
I can tell you're like dancing around. Okay, who is most likely to spend all their money? No savers here. Oh, yeah, go. Just go.
Ready?
Yes, you are.
Yeah.
You can't save?
It's not so much that I can't save as that he saves everything. He doesn't like to spend a nickel, so he saves all of his money, and I'm a little more okay with spending a little money here and there.
How much money is in your bank account right now?
It's a personal question. I don't want to share that. But yeah, I'm the same. Yeah, I just don't like to spend money. I don't know why. I'm a big saver.
What's been the most expensive purchase?
It's a good question. I don't know. I can't think of anything off the top of my head. I don't think that's a good point. Probably was not more than like $150, whatever.
Oh my God, that is impressive. Okay, next question. What is their go-to food?
Can I get like a top three?
We can do top three. Let's.
Give me some.
I know something you like a lot. Anyway.
You can do top three too if you want. You can do top three as well.
For him, right?
Oh yes, yeah.
Well,
Hey, 1, 2, 3, go. Is that right?
Tacos, pretty good. That's a good one. Yeah, tacos would be safe.
Tacos, yeah.
Yeah, that's pretty top three.
All right, next one. Who is most likely to shave their head? Go completely bald. Ready? And go. Nice. You guys are killing this. Why?
He's way too obsessed with his hair and how he looks. I would do it on probably like a dare or something. He would never do anything to mess with his appearance. No.
See the hair? Can we see the flow? No, come on. No.
Because I haven't had a haircut since I've been up here, but it's usually like clean cut on the sides, faded up on the sides, and clean on top.
I think we need to see the hair. Come on, see the hair. Come on.
It's bad right now.
No,
It's
no,
long and floppy.
I give it like a 6.5.
I haven't done anything with it. I mean, it's bad. It's bad right now. I haven't cut in a while.
Okay, next question. Who is most likely to win an argument? And go. You guys are... I feel bad. Nothing's been you.
This game's supposed to be hard? I don't know if this game's supposed to be hard or not.
Why do you always win the argument?
Most of the time it's just because like he's tough to argue with. He comes up with just ridiculous reasons for certain things, so I'm just like, you know what, whatever. So actually I guess it would be him because I just ended up walking away.
I'm just not very good with words.
Me no good with words.
Okay, next question. What is their favorite song? It can be, I guess, pregame song or just favorite song in general. Hard, I know.
Can I go artist?
You can go. We can do artist, or if you want me more. How well do you know your brother, though? Favorite song. How well do you know your brother?
I don't know. We're not allowed. We haven't been around each other. They always switch is the issue.
Oh yeah. Drew knows.
I wrote this one down because it's what was on earlier. That was you were going crazy too.
Don't tell him. Go give any hints. Okay. And go.
Oh, that's my favorite artist. Hardy.
Hardy, good.
Who's Hardy?
Hardy, the country singer? Oh, you don't know country. Oh, gosh.
So, London Bridge is the go-to?
I like London Bridge a lot. I usually like a lot of songs that I would probably get made fun of for listening to.
I respect the London Bridge, though, right? I would go nuts, too. Okay, you were just caught eating a hot dog when I went over to you. So, Joey Chestnut just ate 62 hot dogs. Who would win in a hot dog eating contest? And go.
What?
This is the first one.
You eat like a bird these days, dude.
I don't know. I mean, when it comes to hot dogs, though, I think I could take you down.
You eat like a bird these days. I eat way more than you.
How many hot dogs do you think you can go down?
What's our time frame here?
I think he gets 10 minutes, I think.
Oh, 10 minutes? Oh, 12?
Get down 12 hot dogs? I'm not buying it.
What do you think you could do?
13.
You'd win. You would probably win then.
Okay, and final question. Who is most likely to be caught singing in the shower? And go.
That is because it happens all the time. It does happen. I can catch him singing in the shower.
It happens at home quite a bit, actually.
What song?
London Bridge.
Is he good?
He's not bad. I mean, I wouldn't put him on The Voice or anything, but it gets the job done.
Don't ask me to sing. Do not ask me to sing. Okay.
But we'll do one more question instead, because we'll compromise, right? We'll compromise. All right. Who could land a commercial plane in an emergency situation? Out of you two, who could do it? And go.
It's a both, because you're smart and I could do it.
You panic. You would panic. You'd be stressed out by the pressure. I don't know.
I gave you props. Now help me out.
I don't know. I think you'd panic. I'd go with the fact that you'd panic.
Do I hear an argument brewing?
Probably. Yeah.
What's new?
Well, thank you guys for watching. Thank you guys both so much. Zach and Drew, check them out. They play for the Hyannis Harbor Hawks. Now it's time to open our doors and open the eyes to the games to watch for the week. Wow, we had quite the jam-packed show. But don't worry, Extra Innings will be back next week. I'll catch you then.